Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
He might end up just dying.
He could potentially be dead, but he's not dead right now, as Delight comes on over and says he is going to be dead. His flash is still up, but first blood goes to Zeka.
Yeah, and the trade is...
The top laners that do want to try and pick up this wave, they can sneak in there, can be an opportunity. This time it's going to be a teleport used, and now Delight and Viper still sticking around, might be able to capitalize. Only level 2 here for Rascal, who does look to try and get a kill back, and he will be successful. Doran has to flash to avoid dying. That's best possible scenario.
Yeah, I think you're happy with that.
Come in. It's going to make things difficult for Satab as this game goes on. Currently trying to stack that tier. Doesn't have a cull or anything like that. I think needed that null magic mantle to stop from being in trouble, as Delight goes in, gets headbutted away. Splitter says, nah, prefer not.
Easy disengage on that one. And yeah, I mean, the fact that Peanut...
the extra damage.
More expensive now, though.
That is very, very true.
Change. So before, if you had 900 gold, you get pickaxe or 50s. It's now 1,000.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a difference maker.
Well, Doran is going to find a stun onto Sponge. Peanut with the cease and desist does come on through. Flash out, Arctic Assault with the flash after, and the ulti comes through from Rascal, unable to save the boar and the lady. And Vi is going to be able to pick that one up. Nice work there, Peanut, and he's on the board now as well.
Good play coming out. Rascal not able to do enough in return to turn that one around. Now Zeka looking for safe. Oh my, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a mimicked distortion. If ever I've seen one. Lots of damage onto Satab. You will survive, flash in hand, but it's going to be hard to stick around in this lane. But he has done a good job staying like in, touching distance of the CS on. It's been very, very good from him. But I don't know whether this is the worst we've seen from Zeka just yet. If you're a DRX fan, as the arrow is going to connect Zenith Blade as well, and that is double value from the cleanse. And of course, does give you a lot of tenacity, so even if the layering wasn't necessarily there, still a great cleanse angle. Product now has that on cooldown though, so next arrow could be more difficult.
Sponge playing a bit aggressive here. He gets found. I mean, Peanut doesn't have ult, but he's just picked up Sundered Sky, and...
Oh, he just flashes on top of him and makes sure he stuns up the Sejuani. Sponge in so much trouble. Hanwha Life Esports, this was hectically decisive. Doran's going to pick it up with a shuriken, and they're going to go for 6 grubs on top of it.
Love the confidence from Zeka in the objectives. It's pretty devastating, and chances are this is going to be a pretty strong soul.
Yeah. Ocean, no, it's going to be Mountain. That would be fantastic if Sponge could get his hand on quite a few of those, but Leona as well would be unkillable. They can stack this one up. A lot of power in the Mountain just in general, and I actually think that I often talk about tanks when the Mountain is revealed, but it does so much for champions like Vi, as you're gonna have to hold that thought. Slicing Maelstrom does come in here as Rascal in a bit of trouble, was tanking up the turret for a bit, but they swap that over to Sponge. He is going to be able to lock down.
Leona, he's like, I want to do more damage.
Yeah, let me get the Mountain Soul so that I can be even more tanky and then do a little bit of damage. You'll love to see that. Peanut going to be able to get a little bit of a charge here, as now Sponge could be in trouble. Ballbreaker comes in, stacking up the denting blows quite nicely, but Sponge able to get himself out of there, holds on to the flash, as Viper wanting to try and finish off this turret. Glacial Prison does come down. That auto attack not enough, but the next one is going to connect. The chains go all over the place. So they got what they were looking for here, as Rascal misses everything. Oh, does manage to hit the Q onto Zeka as he throws down the ulti. Zeka gets over the wall. His clone not so lucky, but his clone doesn't matter.
Yeah, Rascal's still showing the threat of Aurora. Even a champion like LeBlanc, who is so mobile, can still be caught out by it, especially the invisibility.
Yep.
But it's still such a trade down for DRX. They lose mid tier 1, they're losing top tier 1. Sure, they get the flash of Zeka. No limit. If a fight starts, it's 5v4.
They have so much vision already in this area. They're just looking to hold on to it as Zeka finds a Q. Sigil of Malice, not going to quite be enough damage there as we can see. And Delight is just making sure it is as dark as possible. Doran's going to be able to grab the cannon. He'll head home. Might even be able to put a new item together as well. We'll see what he does purchase. Dash cannon already done. There's a needlessly large rod there as well. As Zeka diving forward once again. Chain going to go wide. Needs to start hitting a few more of these as the teleport in comes down from Doran. A flank angle, definitely an option, and he's got so much vision power here as well. DRX all kind of stacked up towards his bottom side. As the Q's not quite connecting, he's still in the fog of war. And Puddock trying to get himself into position, and We just need to see some patience from Doran. Right now in the banana brush, but he can move on over. There's the curtain call. That might be the time for Doran to come over as Pleta. He gets flashed over the top of the exhaust, still comes in, but Rascal's dead. Somehow Sponge dies to the lightning rat as well, but this was over before it even really started. Hanwha will also get themselves soul point.
Beautiful flash there from Doran. You can see Pleta waiting for him, waiting to play interruption when the cannon comes in, but the flash is perfect. As a result of the headbutt, Pleta's not in range to immediately exhaust, and the damage is already set up a little trap and might have walked into one themselves.
Oh, the arrow is going to connect onto Satab. The dash forward from Zeka, he'll connect the chains, but it is broken immediately by the Valkyrie. Great pulverize is going to come through as Zeka trying to get out of there. Sponge looking to chase him down, and now Rascal flashes in. He finds the Q, puts Peanut in a circle. And Peanut just able to get himself out of there with a Vault Breaker. The curtains are being called. Peanut trying to get into the right position. Cease and Assist comes down. Somehow he avoids the curtain calls, and Solar Flare is going to come in. Peanut finally goes down, and Doran is going to be denied here as the inner turret is going to fall. Viper still alive though, trying to keep them interested. And Viper's auto's really starting to hurt. But that was a big one for DRX. Oh, Satab going in. Don't know about that one. As Sponge, he's pretty low, as is Putter. And Hanwha, they're still looking for this, still trying to find the angle. A teleport is respawning in 1 second's time. Doran goes boom, but if they bought the time for a triple kill for Zeka, that's the question. As they dash in, Viper's looking for more. They didn't need the LeBlanc. Viper just cleans him up.
Triple kill for Viper. Pretty quiet game from him up until this point, and you can sense the looming. Felt really untouched for so much of that fight, and just able to get the damage down at the end. And now it's 25 seconds till that next dragon. A lot of summoners expended on the side of
the ability to get behind the enemy team on cannon. That's sort of where we're standing right now. There's the teleport in, pretty obvious one. And he has turned up, he's on vision, but now the curtain call! Oh, that was the wrong timing as Satab's just gonna blow up like a balloon. Doran's in trouble now as the knockups are decent, as Zeka still just toying with them. Sponge on the wrong side of the fight, and Viper will not let him get away. As DRX with only 3 members left alive and no way of getting towards his Dragon Pit.
Yep, no smite there, so it will be Mountain Soul for HLE. And of all the souls in the game, when you're behind, when you're lacking damage, if the enemy team gets a mountain
tank.
Yeah, it's just going to make things so much harder, and especially when, you know, you have Jin and Corki. As far as AD carries go, they are very bursty AD carries. You have a Aurora, who's also a bursty champion.
Doran is going to press his R button. Arrow connects onto Rascal, and the rest of Hanwha are moving up. Zeka just says goodnight to Rascal, and the cease and desist letter is sent towards Satab. He's trying to Valkyrie his way out. Pleta, he has an unbreakable will, but he doesn't have an unbreakable nexus, I don't think. Not in this game, as Sponge is going to get corralled towards his. Puddock also gets towards the inner turret, but he's not helping. Not any way whatsoever. And I think this could be a Baron or whatever else Hanwha Esports decides they want to take.
Yeah, it's really up to them at this point. Product is going to try and clear the wave. I hope for his sake he doesn't get one shot, but, you know.
Well, Zeka is going to miss another chain. Deadly Flourish does go wide, and he tanks turret shot and isn't too happy about that one. Still, Hanwha Esports, they're going to get to work on this Baron. It's not going to last very long, as Kraken Slayer, Bloodthirster, and Phantom Dancer all completed here. Oh, goodness. It's not great. Jin from behind feels pretty terrible, to be perfectly honest. Not quite as bad as the lethality variety, but now Sponge looking for an option. And the cannon lasted a lot longer than I expected there, but still it's a really nice pickoff from DRX. They're now trying to push further forward. The Solar Flare comes down. Rascal's in trouble. Cease and Assist comes in, and Viper just happily shooting everyone. Somehow he lives. That is Mountain Soul difference, baby. Even after the flash forward, he walks his way towards the enemy base.
He's just
captive audience,
man. Oh, the chin chop.
He's still got the shield back. It's fine.
Okay, he's good. He's good. Clearly.
It was almost really exciting and interesting, and then it was not.
He is just the tankiest Ashe we have seen.
Yeah, 6-0-13. 19 out of 22 kills he's been a part of.
He could have died there, and they would have still won the game.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't.
He is not going to let... These were the best highlights from today's LCK matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say,
okay.
See you on the next one.